What's going on, everyone? We've got a pretty cool update from yesterday, and that includes an update to the resident system. If you had followed for a little bit, we would have talked about the resident system previously and how there's some pretty glaring mistakes, or maybe not mistakes, but at least optimization issues, making the system kind of useless for most free-to-play players that are looking to maybe progress their account. Since the update, they made pretty critical changes. The biggest one being that after you resonate with a mythic adventurer, you are now able to level up and rank up that adventurer, even though you are still resonating with them. And still, the highest star level and attributes of both adventurers are shared, which is pretty nice. So the resonance system now allows you to, maybe resonate with the Leonardo with your Dragon Girl and suddenly get the bonuses, but still allow you to progress if you have that extra magic dust, which if you're like me, you absolutely do. So we're gonna go to test this out here. We're gonna go ahead and kind of showcase this off because I am very curious about it. And one of the big things with this, and something that to think about with the resident system going forward, which is kind of what the highlight of the video is that any adventurer now that is easily obtainable at a mythic level suddenly becomes more valuable, because Dragon Girl is still locked behind the big adventure. And right now we have the Mystic Sea, which is very similar, but these types of events where they require so many additional purchases of whatever specific resources you're using, the 32k gems spent, not only are expensive in terms of gem usage, but they're also time expensive in that you are waiting significant amounts of time to actually upgrade your specific adventure. Now, does that mean you should be stopping your progression along with Dragon Girl? No, not realistically, because one of the things that still doesn't exist with the resident system is the ability to acquire the extra all adventurer bonuses. It still does not give you the all adventure bonuses when you resonate, which is why it's really important to be able to level them up and start them up when they are resonated, because that's where you get the big bonuses. So if I'm going to resonate, let's say Dragon Girl with, I don't know, Raphael and get the extra star bonus, I still want to purchase Dragon Girl tokens or the extra ability to star her up through the big adventure, because it's going to be really important for me to get not just the extra star levels to maybe utilize her over someone else and maybe resonate with a different adventure, but also because, I'm going to take advantage of those all adventure bonuses. The key with resonance is that you get access to all of the bonuses from the actual upgrades to the stars, like Dragon Flame Blessing at 2 stars or the Adventurer skill at 4 stars. That's the key. And so with Donatello and Michelangelo coming soon in about a month and a half, September-ish, we are hopefully going to get extra access to more Raphael copies. And one of the things is a lot of people are like, okay, well, Leo's really good. Obviously, if you can pick up, the Donatello and the Michelangelo, they're going to be pretty good. Maybe get them to 1 star. But there is an argument to going all in on Raphael. And some of the free-to-play players out there may have done something similar to this, where they didn't even bother picking up Leonardo tokens. They just got like 2 or 3 star Raphael. I've seen 2 star Raphael, not too super uncommon. 3 stars pushing it for free-to-play players. You'd have to get pretty lucky during that event. But then going forward, if you're able to pick up more and more copies and get to 4 or 5 stars, suddenly you're able to transition those 4 stars over to the 4-star Dragon Girl, which is going to be a major DPS bonus. So resonating now becomes, not only useful because you're going to share the stars and stats, but it's not something that you have to constantly resonate, de-resonate, resonate, de-resonate, because you need to upgrade your adventure, because it's pretty expensive, right? If you go back over to the Magic Crystal shop here, and I always have a hard time getting to this one. I just go for the black market here. It cost 900 of the magic crystals, which is expensive. It's very expensive. You can get the Arcana with this. You can get even legendary keys. Arcana is really what people go for. It's just going to kind of hamstring your progression a little bit if you have to be investing in the Residence Crystal just to get these minor upgrades throughout your playtime. So the update is really, really sweet. And if I were to jump over to the Adventurer tab here, we get to see a little bit of what the Residence is doing. Now, I actually just resonated with Leo. I wasn't really thinking at the moment. Don't make this mistake when you do it, guys. I resonated with Leo and Dragon Girl, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But there are 0 stars. I could have just de-leveled Dragon Girl and leveled up Leonardo, which is what I've been doing to mess around a little bit. So definitely resonate only if you're actually getting any value. Like, I've resonated with the 0-star. I'm talking about this video. I'm like, hey guys, make sure you're doing the right thing. And then here I am resonating and making a mistake in the process. So maybe use a little bit more brain power than I did, but make sure you're resonating with at least a 2-star or more, because that's when you're actually going to be able to get the effects. But as I was saying, one of the biggest bonuses here is, well, if I were to de-level Leonardo down, you could see I can actually level and de-level him while he's resonated. So as I level up, boom, boom, we're going to keep bringing him up. And you can see in the top right what actual level he is. It says 90, but he's really level 14, 15, etc. And when you reach that level 30, you can now get those extra all adventurer bonuses. And that key part is that fact that, well, I am now able to get the bonuses without sacrificing a bunch of resources back and forth and using those 900 crystals, which is crazy. So definitely resonate with a more valuable adventurer, one that has higher star levels. And as I said, maybe you'll follow the strategy of really abusing the Ninja Turtle event to really incorporate as many star levels as you can on Michelangelo, Donatello, or Raphael. There's a good chance that Michelangelo and Donatello are going to follow the same kind of path as Leonardo and Raphael, in that one of them is going to be easy to acquire and the other one's going to be a lot more difficult. And you kind of have to make that decision. Do I want to actually pick up, like, let's say Donatello's the harder one. Do I want to pick up Donatello, or do I want to go for a 2-star Michelangelo? Because if I go for a 2-star Michelangelo, suddenly my Leonardo or my Dragon Girl can now be resonated with. And especially for you early game free-to-play players, this is going to be a massive, massive bonus. But again, only resonate with people that have 2 or higher star levels. And as a little side note before we wrap this up, I want to say that this progression system is going to be pretty nice, both the resonance and the new updates with the hard mode chapter, as well as the shops associated with it and the bonuses you're getting with the specialization system. All are very big bonuses to free-to-play progression. The resonance system really gives you a lot of options. Yes, I know it still helps out whales who are looking to test out something before they maybe want to spend all their resources or whatnot. But even whales in some cases can really be glad about this, because it can be hard to get to a 10-star. But in general, it really helps out free-to-play players, just because whales will be able to get what they want. They'll be able to spend the money to get whatever adventure or whatever thing that they want in most cases. And free-to-play players cannot just randomly swap around their build or change things up if they want to, because it really just hinders your progression and really reduces your power. Like, let's say you have 4 or 5 stars on Dragon Girl and you're like, I want to play Leonardo, or I want to play Gagarin with Whisper. Again, not that you would have been able to do it because they've only been in the game temporarily or recently. But let's say maybe you wanted to go with a Durian Hammer build. You want to go with Sun Wukong, and you're like, oh, well, I can't really, because he's just going to be so much weaker because I don't have the same star levels on him. Well, that is where the resonance system comes in, and it is a very, very friendly update that allows you to really take advantage of testing out a bunch of new things. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.